Live from Brooklyn, New York, this is Stay Busy with Armon Sadler. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Stay Busy with Armon Sadler, where we have responsible discussions on the music business and the music culture. This is a very, very special month. This is our third celebration of Women's History Month. This month is themed Bad and Busy. I mean, it's self-explanatory. It goes without saying, raindrop, pod drop. I'm gonna figure out the rest when I can. You know, you don't make every shot, and that's okay. That's okay.
Raindrop,
that's okay.
Pod drop. You don't make every shot.
Oh, see,
okay,
you songwriter.
I got you. I got you.
You write songs sometimes. Huh?
Sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the boy Armon Sadler. Now, I know y'all know my usual monikers, but however, in the spirit of Women's History Month, I wanted to highlight some ladies. So, Armon Sadler, a.k.a. the Ronda Rousey of rhetoric, a.k.a. the Lisa Leslie of language, a.k.a. the Janet Jackson of journalism, a.k.a. the Pam Grier of podcasting.
I love Pam.
Thank you for the applause.
Karen adding an applause here.
First of his name.
Feel me?
First of his name. You feel me?
I'm different. Shit, you might as well call me her. H-E-R with the periods. Feel me? Whatever. I'm not him because we celebrating the ladies. It's all about the women. All right. I'm not here alone. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well. Hydrated, melanated as always. You feel me? What's up, y'all? Nic Earley, executive, producing, co-hosting. Stay busy. I'm very, very excited to kick off Bad and Busy this month. We got some very bad, very busy people here. We're getting into it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So if you would like to highlight any amazing women or women-owned businesses, feel free to DM us at StayBusyPod or email us at StayBusyPod@gmail.com. We want to thank everyone who joined us for Busy Black Business Month. We had Devon Terrell, of course, last week, creator and owner of the HMD Studios, Jermaine Weeks of Lips Cafe, Savon and Alex of Need to Know Podcast, and Nadir Simmons of The Gumbo. You were all incredible guests, such incredible conversation. So thank you for making Black History Month with Stay Busy that much more special. With specific regard to Devon, make sure y'all check out his new record, Let It Go, and look out for his album, Boys Don't Cry, coming March 18th. Now, with Bad and Busy, Women's History Month, check out our Busy Session, episode 5, featuring Law. Thank you so much, Law, for pulling up, having an incredible conversation with me, and an incredible performance of her track Over It. And you can check out her debut EP, Vent, coming on March 8th, which is also International Women's Day. Crazy timing. Incredible. So, normally here I would highlight our VP of everything, the man you cannot see, but you can feel, Kieran Hurley. However, the Stay Busy team has grown by 2, and it was so fitting that we announced these 2 people for Bad and Busy Month. So we got our new VP of Engagement, Siobhan DeShields. Siobhan is here with us in the studio. Shout out to Siobhan. Thank you for everything that you do. She got the homie Joe word too. What's good? What's good, Joe? My guy. Love it. Black love is everything. And our VP of Data and Analytics, Nyla Symone. Shout out to Nyla.
Yes, absolutely.
We here because every strong team needs women. Y'all more organized. Y'all just get the things that we don't.
The girls who get it.
And that's it.
The girls that don't.
That's it. It's giving.
Come on now.
There you go. It's giving. So, of course, also, Women's History Month, Bad and Busy, is sponsored by Hot Tea Company, a Black-owned premium loose leaf tea and accessories brand based in Atlanta, Georgia. You can see Nick with some of the product. You can see it adorning our table. We fly this month. We real fly this month. So take a visit to siphottea.com and join the community. And hot is spelled H-A-U-T-E, not H-O-T, H-A-U-T-E. So you can join the community, their company's newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to get special offers, extra savings, and stay up to date on the hottest tea. But also, use the promo code BUSY to enjoy 15% off your first purchase. And of course, follow them at Sip Hot Tea on Twitter and Instagram. Now, all of the housekeeping is out of the way, and some incredible housekeeping that we did. But We're kicking off Bad and Busy March with Big Bees because this woman has had the media streets buzzing for years. I had the pleasure of meeting her in the summer of 2017 when we were both working at the Source magazine. And since then, she has forged her own path with the very popular 2Bees TV, interviewing a bunch of your favorite entertainers. You can also find her work on Revolt TV. And you can hear her on the upcoming Amethyst Collab Women's History Month panel on March 9th. Now, if you've seen that viral clip of Denzel Washington not knowing who Damson Idris is, right? Damson Idris. Yeah. I'm sorry, you know we got Idris, whatever. Anyways, Idris Elba, I'm sorry, Damson Idris. If you've seen that clip of him not knowing who it is, we got that and more exclusives because of our incredible guest, Ebony Pinillos. How you feeling, Ebony? Welcome.
Yes.
First of all, thank you for the warm welcome. Oh,
yeah.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
little toasty welcome, a little toasty.
Right? But I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
Yes,
I think it's like my first podcast appearance.
Really?
Oh, hey.
This is special then.
Okay. Well,
incredible.
I usually don't do this. I decline them. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
We appreciate the acceptance here.
Yes.
We're honored. And you're kicking the month off, so it's going to be really fun. It's good to see you. It's been literally almost 5 years now since we last worked together.
Plus pandemic.
Right.
And
All
just,
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you're doing your thing. We're all doing our thing. It's beautiful to see our class of journalists, coming up. So we have a very fun conversation for you all with Ebony. But of course, we got to get into a little whether you like. So thank you to everyone who's tuned in, whether you like Moment for Life or Truffle Butter, Jamie Foxx Show or Wayans Brothers, Apple Bottoms or Dairy-Ons, Checked Bags or Carry-Ons.
Okay.
Okay.
So
the bars.
Moment for Life or Truffle Butter. Nicki Minaj record,
Moment for Life for me. That's like my favorite Nicki record, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not number two. It's top two, not number two for me.
I heard you.
And Truffle Butter is good, but Moment for Life is it.
I truffle butter. You know why?
Special. Yeah,
so we had a stroll to truffle butter in college, so that's why it just automatically thinks of that. So that's what I'm gonna go with for that one.
Yeah, I'm a Moment for Life guy.
It's a
like,
heater.
What 2010, 2011 when it came out?
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was just perfect. Jamie Foxx Show or Wayans Brothers.
That one's hard, but I'm gonna do Jamie Foxx.
So my black card is a little dented right now because of this. Don't look at me like that,
brother.
Don't tell me you didn't watch.
Listen. Okay, hold on. Dang, maybe I shouldn't have said nothing. I was saying I have seen these shows, but I need to go back. I need to be able to name the characters a little more. I've seen episodes of the show, but I was a kid. I can't remember. What are you doing?
So you don't know Fancy?
No.
He's giving Braxton an energy right now.
Big Braxton energy for sure.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, I think I love the Wayans Brothers as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I think I appreciate Jamie Foxx Show a little more. Because like Wayans Brothers was really funny, but it was like very one-dimensional type humor. Jamie Foxx Show gave you like just a variety of different stuff. So I'm a Jamie Foxx guy.
I agree.
I was inspired by Low here, Flow Rider Low, and what's the Beyonce song? Single Ladies. So Apple Bottoms, Apple Bottoms or Dairy-Ons. I don't think we can really answer this. We don't wear those, so I would love your perspective on it.
I mean, I was like 10, but
it's giving middle school dance. I can vividly
you feel
see
me?
that. I'm vividly seeing the middle school gym Low playing.
Boots with the fur.
But it was definitely Apple Bottoms because that was like what we all aspired to have.
Did you own a pair?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I went to Dr. J's and got me a matching top.
There you go.
Can we just admire the fit for a second?
Yeah, we got big drip.
You know what I'm saying?
I just doing something real quick
Hit
for
us with the
y'all.
wide shot real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Real
Catch the
quick.
fit, wide shot. You feel me? Nice.
Something light.
There you go.
Right.
And checked bags or carry-ons.
Checking that bag every time.
For sure. I'm waiting until I get to the gate so I could get it checked on for free.
People, that is a hack. People don't realize that. Like you could pack as long as it's not too overpacked. Just get it in there and then be like, can I check this?
Yeah.
Boom. And
That's
then
me.
you're gonna worry about it.
All the way.
There we go.
The ones who get it, get it.
We out here giving y'all keys and life hacks on Stay Busy. That's what the women do. The women just upgrade you. They give you things.
They get it.
We don't even
Give you
try.
tips and tricks. It was effortless. She came with that immediately. Look at that. Let's jump into this chat. So Billboard, they celebrated women in music this past week.
Yes.
There were a lot of really dope moments there. So a lot of people that we know who attended. Some cool moments, like one, Sierra did an interview where someone asked her about Like a Boy, that record, and how it was initially intended for Kelly Rowland. And Sierra was like, yeah, it was, but that happens. Like sometimes someone gets a song and
many records
they don't want it. And like I took it and I customized it. So it's not like I just took the record and sang what was provided to me, but I made it, my own.
She said, it's mine.
Yeah.
It's mine now.
Yeah. And then Saweetie won the Game Changer Award. And she had a quote. She was talking about, the turbulence in her life. And, she thanked her family. And she said, she would rather be changing the weather than report it. So
wait, hold on. Is that fake deep or is that deep?
That was a bar.
I like it.
Okay. That was a bar.
Yeah, because she said she prefers the uncomfortable position of stardom.
Oh, okay.
So rather than being outside of it and talking about someone else, she's like, nah. I'm gonna be in it. I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
So, well, what were some other moments that y'all saw from Billboard Women in Music and thought was cool?
Well, the Saweetie moment was was the biggest highlight because a lot of people felt like she wasn't deserving of it.
Saweetie gets a lot of hate.
Yeah,
she gets a lot of
and
hate.
I'm surprised because people don't usually hate on the light brights. No shade.
Well,
they usually are the privileged ones.
That's
So
real.
it's crazy to
That's real.
see Saweetie. She's like basically picked on.
Yeah.
I won't say she changed the music game, but her quarantine content went crazy. Like she said, she's the reason why we've all been stepping it up. And, it's a different game that we're in now. They don't have to be successful in hip hop to be considered like successful artists. So in regards to that, Saweetie did change the game in regards to content.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Billboard for doing that. It's great to see, women-focused events and moments like that where people are recognized. There were a bunch of other cool things. They did a cool rundown of it, so you can check it out. Olivia Rodrigo, Bonnie Raitt, Golnar Khosrowshahi. I'm sorry, I mispronounced that. But yeah, it was a lot.
Like who?
I'm sorry, I messed up completely. But she is the Woman in Music Executive of the Year from
You're the
Reservoir
Woman
Media.
Executive of the Year.
Yeah,
we love you.
Shout out to you, and I apologize for mispronouncing that. Please correct me. Come on the show and correct me.
Shameless plug.
We got some announcements of festivals coming up. Festival season is here. I know the Omicron and the Delta variant had us all fearful, but these promoters are not fearful. The one thing about them, they're going to still put a festival on. So the Dreamville Festival lineup was announced. Of course, a bunch of Dreamville artists. I saw Lil Baby on there as well. Lil Baby going to be at every festival. We know that.
Right.
Indeed.
Yeah, and Rolling Loud Miami. So are y'all intending to attend any festivals? Roots Picnic was announced too recently.
That was a while
That
ago,
one.
yeah.
Okay, a little bit.
I'm trying to figure it out, but I looked at the tickets. I was like,
Yeah, I got to figure it out, but I want to go.
Yeah, I do want to go. I feel like we have to have a good experience next. I mean, we didn't have a bad
It was
experience
good.
last time.
It was just that one little scary part.
Wait, what's the tea?
The tea is when we hot
What's
tea,
the
sip
hot
hot tea.
tea?
When we went to Roots Picnic 2019, and it was during 21's set that something happened to where the crowd just like stampeded, and thank God I saw somebody like gets trampled. But we took off. Everyone just took off. I thought they were shooting.
It was giving Astro World.
It was giving. They shooting. So because there was no security. Dude was doing the little. What's the Twitter meme when you see this
He
dude?
was just like,
That's how the security was when we walked in. So in my mind, I was like, "Oh yeah, they shooting. Let me go." Yeah. And we just took off. I'm always gonna take off first and then find out. Overreact. It's better to overreact in those cases. So I was gone.
right.
Yeah. Besides that, it was a good time though.
Our mom was looking.
Yeah, nah. The craziest part is like it felt like time slowed down. Like I see all these people running, and I'm like looking. And I'm like, okay,
So
maybe I should
was-
probably run too. Like,
No
it was
just
crazy.
gone.
But we're all safe. Everyone's good, thankfully.
Good.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if these press passes is hitting, then I'm definitely gonna make my way to some festivals.
For sure. If
I
there's a bag with my name attached to it.
on.
Feel me?
We do
Yeah.
those.
Credential me.
We do those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Moving on. So Swizz Beatz and Timbaland will be partnering with Lena Waithe for a documentary exploring the rise of Verzuz. Shout out to my boy Jordan Rose for doing this article for Complex. A little more details. Swizz and Timbaland are joining forces with Amazon Studios, Lena Waithe, and her production company Hillman Grad Productions and Good Trouble Studios to deliver a feature-length documentary about black music inspired by their hit battle series, reported by Deadline. How we feeling about Verzuz getting a documentary already?
I hope there's a longer runway for it. I don't feel like right now. I don't know. I feel like it's happening at the moment. Like it feels like maybe a short series would I think fit a little bit better as opposed to like a telling the whole story. But what you think?
I mean, based on the description that you just said, it sounds like they're gonna do more deep dives on the artists that participated in it. Because like, why would they do a documentary on Verzuz itself? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So, if that's the angle that they take, I'm down for it because I miss the storytelling aspect of Verzuz. Yeah. Like, we don't get that anymore at all. I was just thinking, like Teddy Riley, he was ahead of his time. He tried to do the big production, and we weren't up to speed with him. And now that's what we're getting. But I miss when it was just Wi-Fi and vibes.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi and vibes.
And Ciroc.
Right, and having to end it and hold on, we're gonna be right back, y'all. We're about to end. It's about to end.
Yeah, it was different because the stories were just that was my favorite part.
Yeah. It felt more intimate.
Yeah, it was.
I think this month was when it like first started, right? Because the pandemic started this month 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago,
bro. Crazy, right?
Oh my god, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, because they did it like a week, 2 weeks after or something like that. Like people just started getting on IG and was like, yo, play some records.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think it's a little early too. But if they are doing deep dives on the artists, that would be great.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I hope. I'm just being hopeful.
For real. So we'll see. I mean, it's cool though. Shout out to them. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And let's get into a little new music. Quite literally a little new music because this was a very underwhelming release weekend, depending on what you are interested in. Some records that I want us to talk about. One, Tiana Major9, Try Peace.
Can we just
it was a good record.
Can we just for a second?
It was a good record.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Every time. I love her.
She's great. She's honestly great. I think you put me on like season 1 to her.
Okay.
And like anytime she releases, I'm tapped in. That was a really, really good record.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, she's saying Collide on Queen and Slim. When we collide. That's her singing.
Okay.
If that for y'all jogs your memory. You've heard her voice before. She's unbelievable. The UK girls get it.
They do.
They really understand.
They're winning.
Craft every time.
I just love the messaging. Try peace. Like, just try peace. Why not?
She's very big on that. Yeah. Like, very, very peaceful. Very, like, she falls under I would say, the Erica lineage of things of that nature. Like, just the feel good, like, soulful, nourishing. You know, that's the way I think of her music.
There's definitely a lot of neo soul babies running around.
Yes.
Yeah. And Shenseea, deserve it. I personally thought it was
Shenseea,
big step up from Lick, which I was on.
Yeah.
I like this record.
Yeah,
it's a big step up from Lick, but it's also she's becoming one of those artists. Nikki was saying those faceless artists. It's like
I'm glad you brought that up.
Let's talk about that. Talk about it.
It's like Shenseea, when I was first introduced to her, that was from her single Lodi with Vybz Kartel. I don't recall what year that was, but you know, I'm a dancehall reggae fan. So I'm just like, okay, Vybz Kartel gave her the cosign. She's about to be like the next Spice, you know, next leading lady in dancehall. Now she wants to cross over. So I'm afraid that she's losing her authenticity, trying to cater to the American market. And the song is good, though. Let me start off with that before I even start criticizing. The song is cool. It's something that I would listen to. Like, I'm like, all right, this is definitely better than Lick. But I would like more Shenseea, more, you know, more of the Jamaican twist. Because Jamaicans are some of the most funniest, creative people on this earth. So it would be nice for her to just show that more.
Bless up my yard.
Yeah. To give y'all some context on the Nicki quote she mentioned. So Nicki Minaj did an interview with Joe Budden. She was talking about artists who chase trends and try to do too many different things to the point where we kind of don't know who they are, what their identity is. And I think that's a very relevant thing. It kind of goes to what we were talking about, new sounds, old ways.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, so many artists are trying to keep up and do what other people are doing better to the point where we're like, well, who are you really? Like, like Roddy Ricch's album from a couple years ago, people thought like, oh, he just sounds like Young Thug. He sounds like he's trying to do what Young Thug is doing. Like maybe that's his sound, but you know, people aren't necessarily standing out because everyone is trying to do the exact same thing. So I think that's a really good point. And I think the big thing with what helped and hurt her was being on Donda. I think that that exposure for her kind of made it so, like I can be this big, so let me do what will make me bigger in other places and not necessarily be what people like her for originally. So that's a really, really good point that you brought up. And, these are the type of conversations that we need to have about artists ultimately is like, we can like it, but we want you to establish your own lane, not just be keeping up with the Joneses. But,
or dumb yourself down because Jamaicans are really creative.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even funny.
For sure.
Yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up. But yeah, that's our chat. Let's jump into our employee of the month for Bad and Busy Month. I want to give a big shout out to the homie Nyla Symone. Clap it up for Nyla.
Yes.
For those who do not know Nyla, she is a DJ, a host, and an interviewer. She works with Power 105.1, Charlemagne's Comedy Central late night show, The God's Honest Truth, and she works with Revolt TV. She's interviewed the likes of Migos, Jack Harlow, Saweetie, Money Long, Ari Fletcher, Megan Thee Stallion,
Nyla
Capella
outside.
Gray. Yeah, come on.
Outdoors.
Her list
Nyla's
is crazy.
outside.
Like if you go to the link in her bio and you check on the people who've interviewed, your favorite artist probably shows up there like 10 times minimum.
And Nyla has a good music taste.
Yeah.
Like she loves music. So
more music fans talking and covering music.
100%.
you feel me? Like she's actually a fan of
music, please.
And has her own style, it's like refreshing.
Yeah.
It might not be my personal style or, I'm a New Yorker, so we're biased. But I like that she has her own unique swag.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank God.
100%. Of course. Yeah. It's the homie. Met her a couple years ago. She's always shown love. We always, us, we got to stick together, us creators. And,
No, seriously.
So, I appreciate it. And I love seeing everything that she's doing. So shout out to you, our new employee of the month, Nyla Symone. Now, let's jump into this slide deck. Now, before we get into our interview with our guest, Ebony, we have a fun game that we would like to play with you called To Be or Not To Be.
Okay. I like what you did there.
So we're going to put some pressure on you. We're going to put you in a hot seat. So I'm going to read a definition of a word that has two B's in it. And you have to guess as many as possible. Now, we're going to time you.
In a minute. You get a minute.
I promise I'm smart.
So
Today
I believe
a good day.
No, you're smart. So
Today a good day.
So you understand how the game works. Armon, give her the first one as an example.
I'll give you a little practice run through. So
Send home.
let me transform from Armon Sadler to Alex Treblack. So the definition: a long-eared, short-tailed mammal with long hind legs.
Rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay.
She ready.
She said
ready.
rabbit. Like, you're on point.
I wasn't confident, but I'm just like, it sounds like a rabbit.
Okay, so now you get it. All right. So now let's time it now.
I'm still nervous.
I'm gonna put the timer on here, and then if y'all can see this, maybe y'all can see it. But we're gonna go. All right, you ready?
All right.
And if you don't get one, just skip it.
All right. I'm gonna say skip.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, go.
Unreasonably or perversely unyielding.
Skip.
To reduce a word or name to a shorter form intended to stand for the whole.
Abbreviate.
Okay.
There we go.
Calm.
Someone keep track of points.
Okay.
Betrayal as a verbal attack against one not present, especially by a false friend. There's a hint if you would like it.
Yeah, give me a hint.
Song by the OJs.
It's an old school song.
I'm like, come on now.
Old school song.
Betrayal as by a verbal attack against one not present, especially by a false friend.
Someone's fake. They do what to you?
Stabbing in the back.
But they're a
backstabber.
Yeah.
To propel by successive slight taps or bounces with hand, foot, or
Dribble.
stick.
We have 10 seconds.
An elastic substance that is obtained by coagulating the milky juice of any of various tropical plants. Hint: tires.
Rubber?
Yes. 3.
A pursuit outside
2,
one's regular occupation,
1.
engaged in especially for relaxation.
And
Bubble bath?
That's funny as hell. She said that exact answer.
When we were
earlier.
practicing the game, Jay said bubble bath. So it's actually what we go with.
Jay's my spirit animal.
Yes.
I already saw that. I'm like, listen, don't get me too comfy in here, okay?
The actual word is hobby, but a bubble bath could be your hobby, so that's fine. That's fine.
That's fair. The other one, unreasonably or perversely unyielding, was stubborn.
You see, now that I got all warmed up, I'm like, I should have knew that one.
No, that's all good. That's all good. No, we had
Give
some
you
fun.
opportunity for some
But
bonus
that
points.
was a cool game. I'm gonna steal it for my show.
Okay.
He's good. He's good. This is my executive producer. If you don't
Nah,
know.
you did that. You did that. I might have to steal you.
Thank you. Hey, we'll talk. We'll talk.
So to get into you, let's just start from the beginning. So, where are you from, and what is your favorite part of your upbringing?
Being from Flatbush is my favorite part of my upbringing. So I answered both questions in one. It's a joke that I always rep where I'm from in the interviews for no reason. But it's not until I was like 12 years old that I even learned that Black people could be from here. Because being from Flatbush, everyone's like from the Caribbean. So, I'm in my own little bubble.
Right.
It's not until like I went to junior high school and I'm like, with other ethnicities and stuff. And I'm meeting other Black people and I'm like, where's your family from? And they're like, here. And I was just like, here, where?
Where's
Jamaican, Trinidadian, like, what are you? And then they'll be like, no, I'm from here. And I'm just like, oh, Black people could be from here. So I love, having that Caribbean background, the Latin background, because my mom's from Panama and my dad's from Colombia. So I was really raised in a Latin home, but I'm in a Caribbean neighborhood. Right. So that's my favorite part.
So you grew up speaking Spanish and everything at home?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Last name Pinillos.
Okay.
So,
let them know. Let them know.
I went to Panama every summer.
Oh, wow.
Until I was like, I wanted to be grown and hang out with my friends. Like, I don't want to spend the whole summer this summer. I want to be with my friends. I got a crush. It's lit. I got to stay here, before he finds somebody else.
Right.
Like,
there you go.
So, yeah.
That's funny.
Were you told the story behind your name, Ebony, but being that, it's spelled with 2 B's? Because typically you see it is 1 B. So is there a story behind the spelling of it?
I asked my mom. I asked her, like, because, English isn't her first language. So her even choosing the name Ebony is like, where'd you get that from? Because they cannot.
She was reading magazines.
Yeah, they cannot say it. Like, my family, they, like, say it with a W, like, Ebony. Like, it's a struggle for them. So I'm just like, where did you get that from? And she said she just liked it. And the name means black, so she added the other B for Black Beauty.
One thing Black folks gonna do is create.
Create.
Your name gonna mean something.
Period.
I love that.
That's awesome.
No, I'm just enjoying just hearing your story. So tell us a little bit more about what was like 7-year-old Ebony doing growing up? Like, what were you doing?
Oh, 7-year-old Eb. What's that? Elementary?
Yeah,
it's like second grade-ish.
Yeah, 7-year-old Eb. I feel like I've been the same my whole life.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I went to a small elementary school. It was 1 class per grade, so we were all like pretty close, and all my teachers were Black. It was only one white teacher, and I feel bad. I can't remember her. Like, I don't even remember her name.
She wasn't memorable.
No, but all my teachers, I have them on Facebook now.
Oh,
like,
that's good.
Yeah, so it was like real close knit. We was doing African dances and
Shout out Flatbush.
singing Whitney Houston, Greatest Love of All. I'm like, I went to solo. I want to. Like, I was just always me. So my mom got DVR. I started learning the choreography, the dances, High School Musical, going to school, teaching my friends how to do it. Just being a social butterfly. Okay. I had a cell phone early, my little Nokia.
So that was you. Are you an only child?
I am.
Okay.
I give only child vibes.
Yes, you do. But in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way, though.
Yeah, I'm not like, I'm an only child. Like, I won't share my food with you, but I'd buy you your own.
Okay.
Yes. So I call them self-preservationists. Like, y'all enjoy what's for you.
Yeah.
But you're not selfish in that
Exactly.
Right.
I could be, though. I could be like self-centered, but that's just not even like purposely.
Right.
That's just because I would just be in my own world.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was always about you. That's cool. I love
that. Yeah. And then, I already spoke about my mom. My mom was always empowering and, she's an educator. So she prioritized education and was just always, give me affirmations and stuff like that. So I always thought I was a shit.
Right. Did you ever feel like different because obviously you come from the Afro Latin world, like you're Black, obviously Black, but like a little bit of a different growing up. So what was that like in your community? I'm sure.
Only around my Caribbean friends.
Okay.
They're the ones who want to make it a difference.
Okay. Got it.
Like, I've heard like, oh, so you're not black, and I would just be looking at them
Look
like,
at me. Look at me.
well, last time I checked, like, I mean, yeah, I got the hairy arms like a Latin girl, but like both of my parents are Afro Hispanic,
Yeah.
so it's like the blackness comes from both, but it's only non-Hispanic people that would kind of try
point it
to
out,
differentiate it, but it gave me perspective.
Yeah.
Gave me a lot of perspective. I know how I'm perceived in the Latin community. I know how I'm perceived in the African American community, in the Caribbean American community. So it's like different. I'm like dark skin one place, brown skin, light skin. It's like weird. I'm black.
Straight up.
Period.
What was the first album you got? Like the first album you remember either buying for yourself or having bought for you?
Oh, Bow Wow Doggy Bag.
Wow.
Little Bow Wow
was
Doggy
him.
Bag.
Like Mike Days?
Yeah.
First of all,
He was that guy.
Him.
that was my first boyfriend in my head.
There you go.
Like, I thought we were the same age until he had that growth spurt. Remember when he
Yes,
came
I
out
remember
and
that.
cut his hair? I was like, wait.
Start getting tattoos.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow.
I was like, wow, he can't even be my boyfriend.
Yeah.
But Doggy Bag was it. And my family wasn't playing hip hop or English music at all.
Okay.
At home. So it's pretty much self-discovery at this point.
Got you.
Lime wires hitting the scene
Right.
like crack. And you know, I kind of like realized some New Edition samples, and I'm like, oh, this song is an older song, and now I'm like, I'm doing more of a deep dive, and you know, Bow Wow was my boyfriend. So,
Wow, that's funny.
it was a vibe.
So those moments kind of were planting the seeds for what you inevitably pursued, which is journalism. So what was your first entry into the media journalism world?
So what sparked my interest was my College Now class.
Okay.
They took us on a trip to the Maury show.
Wow.
And I loved Maury.
What age was this?
16, 17.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Taking out a Maury?
Yeah, I went to Murrow. My mom didn't send me to my zone school. She's an educator, so she knows what's up.
Yeah.
She knew that like our resources are limited in the schools that are around us. So I went to school like on the other side, like the white people side.
Okay.
And
Flatbush?
yeah,
Oh.
basically the Midwood area.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
where
yeah.
that is.
Yep,
Yes.
yep.
So I went to school in the Midwood area, and I'm in the Mill Basin area as well. So they took us to the Maury show, and I was just like, yo, this is lit. Like, I could do this for real. And Maury is right here.
It was your
So
speed, yeah.
I definitely was like, yeah, that is it for me. And then I saw The Source had a casting call, like, I don't remember the year exactly. I want to say 2014, because time is just like the pandemic has scrambled my mind with time. So I went, did the casting call, got it. Then I interned at Power 105 as well for the Angie Martinez show. So I was just like kind of dabbling, trying to see like which medium I kind of want to do. And radio was cool, but then I saw like, ain't no money there. Like you have to do multiple things to really have a sustainable living in New York.
Yeah.
You got to do club hostings, and I'll be in bed by 10.
Okay, so you don't be outside like that.
No, only when I need to be. Like if there's content for me to catch, a bag with my name on it, Miss2Bees is going to be there.
Right.
Other than that, I want to be home watching Bel Air and watching my shows and, you know.
Yeah.
How do you like Bel Air so far?
I love it.
You do? Okay.
I love it. Everybody on there is fine. Except for Carlton. I hate Carlton.
They've been giving him hell on the internet.
Nah, because that's when you know someone's a good actor. He is too good at this. I hate him. But last week's episode gave him some human qualities. But he's still not redeemable. I still hate him.
I feel like they're gonna use that to make a greater conversation.
No.
She's like,
Because Will kissed Lisa, so it's over.
well,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry for those who haven't.
I'm about to
seen
say
it.
I ain't seen it. Well, now I know. Now I know.
Yeah. How did getting into working at the Source and interning with Power 105 and doing that early on, like what was that experience like navigating it as a woman? Like there's obviously a lot of stories in the industry. Their voices aren't valued. They're utilized for their appearance and not necessarily what they can offer you know, in terms of creativity and like intellect and all that. So how was your experience from, you know, a woman's standpoint?
Wait, before I even answer that, I do want to talk about something else that I did that is like equally important. I don't even want to put it to the side, but I was the promotions director on my college radio.
Okay.
So I'm just like, wait, WVCR, I got to shout them out. Like, I brought Joey Badass to the school because we went to high school together. So I brought him to the school and it was like a moment. So navigating the industry as a woman, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not your average woman. I can't lie to you.
Let them know.
I'm clearly spicy. You know, it's obvious. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I'm not who I am. I am who I am because I am who I am.
Yeah.
And women like me don't get tried often. I'm outspoken. Like, if I even get touched, I'm not the silent type. I look like I talk too much. So it's like, it is what it is. So by the grace of God, my experience has been respectful. There would be times that like older women would come for me. Older women sometimes would come for me. But I've been navigating through that my entire life. And I know how ageism affects women in society. So I'll kind of try to be like reassuring to them that I'm not a threat. I'm your student, if anything. But in regards to like, I don't have any horror stories. I cannot sit here and lie. But that's just because of the way I carry myself mainly. Like, I'm from the hood.
Yeah.
I'm from the hood. Like, my dad's Colombian. Yeah, he fits the stereotype. It's you know, my upbringing's kind of was rough already, so I'm ready for a rough industry.
You were prepared. You was ready for any and everything.
Yeah, Panamanian women are tough too. I don't know if you guys ever dealt with any.
My grandma's one of her best friends was Panamanian, so that's like the only.
And how was she?
She was so loving and tough. She was loving and tough.
And tough. You feel me? Like, the women in my family are strong.
Yeah.
Like, I saw my mother cry once, and that's because she was like physically injured. So does that count?
Right.
So I basically never really saw her cry before. You know, the women in my family are strong. Like, my grandma was an entrepreneur. My aunt was a queen pin.
Wow.
Like, so I have strong women in my family. So I ain't no weak ass bitch. I can curse on you? Yeah, I ain't no weak ass bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, y'all watch Euphoria?
Nah, I've seen it like an episode. I don't watch
I'm Maddie.
Okay.
I ain't Cassie.
Talk.
They're enjoying that.
I am Maddie. Like, I am a sweetheart, but you will get the horns if you mess with the bull. I am not one to play with. But I would respect everyone.
So I wanted to ask you, so, you know, obviously you come from a line of strong women, you said, some entrepreneurs in there.
Yeah.
So what was the experience like when you, I can imagine someone who's like, nah, I got to have my own thing. So tell us about the origins of 2Bees.
Well, yeah, I definitely felt like I have to have my own because my mom was a single mom, working day, night, and going to school.
Ooh, wow.
So her sister, which is like my auntie mom, lived across the street.
Okay.
And so I stayed with her often because I liked to be there. My mom lived in a 1-bedroom. So I'm like, I'm going to just go by my aunt. She cooks every day.
All right.
You know, it's always food there. She even cooked for my mom because my mom was working all the time. So she's like, come get your food. So I stayed there often, and I slept on the couch. So I didn't have my own room.
Oh, wow.
So having my own and being independent was always something that I strive for from young. Like, I've been working since I was 16.
Wow.
So I was leaving high school. Like, I was leaving Murrow to go to King's Plaza to work at Our Pastel for $8 an hour. And yeah, right? It's so crazy because I was hyped. I was hyped.
I mean, obviously
it's lit in high
it's
school.
Your money. You see it. Yeah, absolutely.
I was like, Ma, I'm paying my own phone bill, so you cannot take my phone away from me no more. So I knew, like, money talks, bullshit walks.
Right.
You're not gonna be up in here acting like you grown and you don't pay nothing and you don't have no money. So it's like I took whatever. You know, it's a Caribbean household. You know, the regular toxic Caribbean stuff. You know, I don't even got to get into it. If you know, you know. And it's nothing like traumatic. So. Yeah. But yeah, I always felt like it was important to have my own just off of that origin story.
Right.
So I want to talk about one thing that you covered in the pandemic that that you received a lot of praise for. There was the Duce Palooza incident, where the people involved were mistreating some people, and a lot of people, for the sake of maintaining relationships or proximity, whatever the case may be, they weren't keeping it a buck about the situation. But you did, and talk about that responsibility as a journalist to discuss those hard stories, and to be honest, even at the expense of someone not inviting you to an event or something like that. Like, just talk about how you value that.
Well, first and foremost, you know what it is to have a skill set when you have a pen. So regardless, it's like you have a skill set that multiple companies want. So at the end of the day, it's like, I'm good. I have my leverage, so that's one. But yeah, I actually knew him. He unfollowed me after that.
Well,
I expected it. I unfollowed him back. But yeah, I believed it because, listen, I wrote about it in the story. So if you know, it is what it is. I did feel responsible to do it because no one else was doing it. And it was a hot topic. Yeah. Like, I remember that day like it was yesterday. You kind of just like triggered that memory. It was a hot topic. Like, even like my journalist friends that's not from New York was hitting me up like, yo, what's going on New York Twitter?
Right.
So I'm just like, you know what? My hashtag is 2Bees told you. So 2Bees basically told you. I like put the story together, and it was hard. It was hard. I'm not gonna sit here and act like a feminist. It was hard. Especially because him and I already had like a rapport. We weren't cool, but we were cordial.
Yes.
But I'm a reporter. That's my job. Yeah. If he wanted to do an interview, I was open to doing it because that's my job. So.
Yeah. No, it was interesting because last week we had the conversation about the Meg Tory situation with academics and what he was saying, and Armon lit him up in a different type of way, but mostly to the point of where you're talking about the responsibilities that journalists have is to report the facts, but then also to like, even in the cases where there's like a personal relationship, it's like we still got
even with Tory. That's someone who I was building a personal relationship with.
Right.
When it happened, so many people hit me up. I'm like, that ain't my cousin. Why y'all hitting me up for? The hell? But they like, cause we know you love him, and I do have to act like he ain't have me in a chokehold since I was 19 years old, cause I am a hot girl, and that's basically attempted murder. Like that's a little crazy. So, and his people were reaching out to me to still do interviews after that happened, and it was tough to deny it. Cause I'm a Tory Lanez fan. I'm a Tory Lanez fan. I don't know if I'm gonna get canceled for saying that out loud.
I mean, you're a fan of the music.
Yeah,
and that's the distinction.
And this happened while I was already a fan, so it's like, damn. I'm like more just kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. If we interviewed again, I'd probably cry. Like, why did you do that?
Yeah, no, I think responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility. It's challenging. So let's talk a little bit more about like, as a platform, like kind of we're going toward that. Like, your responsibility as a platform is connected to you being a journalist and everything. But like when you're building a platform, your voice, have you had other journalists contribute to your platform at all?
Mainly interns.
Okay.
So like, I'm more of the like stay down till I come up kind.
Okay.
And like, I don't know, everyone's trying to do the same thing. So it's like, you don't know who to reach out to, who would be open to partnering with you, who would be open to doing certain things. And, ain't no big budget. So it's like, who's going to be down? Yeah. So, no, I haven't. But I had like, my friends have wrote for me, or like people who I know that are in college. Like, I would try to basically give them gems that I didn't get. And like in exchange, they would get their college credit, or I would like send them to events. Cause like I told y'all, my bedtime's at 10. So.
I love that for you.
So y'all could go get the videos for the gram. I don't want to be there. Like my former intern, she was so hyped when she covered Pop Smoke's listening party, because I didn't care to go. It's like, like I respect drill, but I'm not a fan.
Right.
So it's like, girl, go ahead, capture the content. And then when he died, she called me. Like, it was like the day after my birthday. I was still drunk and everything.
Wow.
She called me like, girl, they killed Pop Smoke. And I'm Panamanian. He's like, we were
Absolutely,
both jacking it hard.
Yeah.
So she knew, and I was just like, damn. So it's just, I try to connect more with the people who are on the come up and underrepresented and don't really know how to get these opportunities.
Yeah. So what does a day in the life of Miss2Bees look like?
Ooh. Child.
You can start from. We know the 10 p.m. bedtime, so we know that.
So I'm well rested. I'm well rested. Wake up stretching and yawning.
I heard that.
I have a morning routine.
Okay.
I have to drink tea. So I'm just like, I'm looking at the hot tea.
Sip hot tea.
This is perfect.
Lock in.
I have to drink tea. That's
tea
the
company.
Caribbean in me.
Love that.
And fruit, eat breakfast. I'm a breakfast person. I love breakfast.
What you be cooking for breakfast? You be cooking?
Oh, yeah.
Hold up.
I live alone and groceries are expensive.
Okay.
So I have to cook. It's not because I want to or because
Right.
I'm like amazing at it.
Right.
I have to eat.
Survival.
But yeah, I love big breakfasts. And then I put on the news.
Okay.
I'm getting old.
No, that's good
am
to be
old.
informed. I mean,
it's good to be informed.
but that's
of
the
what's going
craft.
on.
That's part of the craft,
Right.
So it's
But
more like study.
Before it used to be like MTV Hits,
Yeah,
VH1
yeah.
Soul.
Right.
Now it's I put on the news, and then I have a new position at Rolling Stone as a branded content social
Congrats.
manager.
Congrats.
Thank you. So no more writing articles every day.
We getting checks.
There you go.
Yes. No more writing articles every day. I'm still new, still trying to learn the culture. So I'm kind of just trying to take initiative, be proactive, getting where I fit in, making sure that I'm absorbing everything that I can. And I try to have a good work-life balance because, believe it or not, being like this media maven is not like my ultimate goal. You know, being an only child in a dysfunctional family and being an adult now is like, whoa, it's lonely.
Wow.
So I need to start connecting and nurturing my social life so I could find a man. So anybody watching this? Come on.
Like, so you
Gotta
outside?
find a man, get some kids, you
There you
know,
go.
like so I could have kids at a nice time frame.
Yeah.
That's what the doctor said,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, so I would finish work like around 5 to 6. I try to. But I'm sure as I grow in my position, there will be long days. But I try to finish by 6, try to eat, put on a show, call my mom, call my dad. He's in Colombia.
Okay.
He lives out there. So I try to just stay connected with my family and like my nephews, the
Nice.
youth in my family. Because these bitches is fake and weird.
Come on.
Fake and weird.
Come on.
And I ain't letting bitches ride my wave no more.
Okay.
I ain't
Okay.
bragging on bitches no more because you
Come
don't even
on.
know what they say about you. So it's like, you know what?
Yeah.
Prima, how you doing?
Yeah.
Like, because you know, even if they talk about you, they at least love you.
Yeah. It's
And
your
gotta
family.
ride.
At the end of it.
Exactly.
They gotta ride.
So,
Yeah. So to touch on the man part, which is hilarious, I want to ask because we've never really asked this on the podcast before.
oh,
As
folks
a,
gotta ask me.
as a creator, would you prefer to date someone who does what you do, or date someone who is in a completely
Oh yeah, this is a good question.
opposite field? Because there's pros and cons to both. I feel.
Yeah.
So I would love the woman perspective on that.
So because I have tried dating people who aren't in the field and it was unsuccessful, I think it's time for me to switch gears and probably, date a creative. Like, I remember when I did the Rowdy Rebel vlog, the first day home thing, I was like in a quarantine relationship and I was getting penalized and I was annoyed. I was annoyed, but I was just still trying to be understanding and reassuring because like in the middle of like my morning routine, like I left my man home to go follow around some gangbangers that just got released from jail. So I know it looks crazy.
No, it's work.
I know it looks
It's
crazy,
work.
but it's
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah.
But you also have to get it. It's time.
people
Like
don't
that's
get
a
it.
moment right
It's
then
my
and there.
job, you know. It's my job. So it was frustrating that it was even any type of friction just because I did that. So it's just like I would rather someone who get it.
Yeah.
But then do I? Because I feel like I'm just now learning. I'm learning myself more. I was like, I did a rebrand. You know, lover girls, like the girls that's always in relationships.
Yeah.
I was that.
That was you.
Unfortunately, unfortunately. And I did a rebrand like in college.
I love that.
I just became like the purposeful girl. So I went from lover girl to purposeful girl. So I can't say like I'm that experienced, but I need to explore. I need to explore. I don't know what it is, but I am open now. I used to say no industry dudes. And I'm kind of mortified still. You know, I can't lie. I'm really scared. But hey, you never know what happens unless you try.
So what industry or professions was it outside of the industry?
Oh. Hood niggas.
Yeah, right. I was about to say that kind.
Hood niggas.
Okay.
Oh no, but the one that I referenced, he wasn't a hood nigga. He was an educated. He was a scholar like myself.
A scholar. Yeah.
He's a scholar like myself. You know, studied bio and was like very driven and taught me how to trade stocks and shit.
Oh, wow.
I bought my car off my little trade stocks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Calm.
No, it was a vibe, but no. No, I deserve a reformed hood nigga.
Okay.
That got shit to lose now. You know? Like a Method Man, Nipsey Hussle type of thing going on.
He's reformed. You need the edge.
Right.
You need the edge, but
you see me. I'm a around the way girl. Like I want to relate to my partner.
Right.
I don't want it to be too
different.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to feel like I'm being judged.
Yeah.
Oh, for real? Mm-hmm. Have you had that before in relationships?
Yeah.
Stay busy dating. We're hearing.
Right? I feel like, you know, I have this perception, but that's because I be in Flatbush. Like I call myself the Princess of Flatbush. So like I went to school and worked in Flatbush. Like I even went to Brooklyn College.
Right.
So like
you Brooklyn.
Yeah. And so like I know the same people for like the past 2 decades. So I have this perception of me and I feel like people would just hold me on like a certain type of pedestal.
Really?
And I'll be like, that's unrealistic and unfair. I am human. I am like, you know, I would set you up to get robbed, nigga. Like, don't hold me up. Don't hold me up. Don't hold me up.
That's funny though. At the same time, it's just like even though you stayed within relatively the same like sphere of influence, you've done things like you've
my mother ain't play that.
What you say?
My mother didn't play that.
Oh no, yeah, of course. Like you've been doing other things, you've been growing yourself. So it's like, you know, people who stay at home or are home folks, like, but they doing things. I always tip my hat to that because it's like you're making something of yourself.
It's the foundation. It's the foundation. I observe like different family structures, and it's like it's all textbook. Honestly, like we've seen it all. My mom is an educator. Her father was an educator. Like he was a professor in Panama.
Right.
And she's a teacher here.
Right.
So it was no shocker to me that my mom was giving me her own homework on Saturdays. That's why I stayed at my aunt's house too. Like my auntie allowed me to play my PS2 till 5 in the morning. She didn't care. Right. My mom, she's like, wake up. It's 9 in the morning. You're a young lady. You're not supposed to be asleep. Do this math and this English and practice your cursive.
Were you a good student?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to be.
Yeah. My mom put me in a school with her friend. Like my elementary school, her friend was in there. And she gave her permission to beat me. Oof. I mean, I never got beaten.
Wait, y'all, in this part, I'm from LA originally. So like.
Oh, you from LA?
Yeah, hence the Chucks. But anyway.
Makes sense, and it's cold.
This boy crazy.
It's cold outside. Listen, I know your ankles are freezing and ashy.
They ain't ashy. Hold on. Ashy. Hold on. They could be cold and moisturized.
Oh, it's the high tops. Okay.
Come on. Okay. You see the word. Anyway.
Check them shins though.
Moisturized. Okay. Anyways, see now you don't make me forget my point.
The beating.
Beatings.
Oh yes. They beat. Corporal punishment is a thing here?
No, only in Panama. So when she said that, I was just like, girl, you are laced. Like, I didn't get beat though.
Lawsuit today.
She couldn't do that. Yeah. But she was just like, she put fear on my heart.
Right.
And on top of that, I just, you know, sleeping on the couch too. It's like school was my escape. Because it's busy. It's busy in the house. Like, my aunt is a chef, so she's cooking all the time, asking me to help her, and I don't want to help. My uncle's flipping through the 100 channels on the red box. You know what I'm talking about from back in the days. My cousin in his room. So it's like, I don't want to watch nothing that none of these people watching. My aunt's watching novellas. It's like, school was like it for me. I was an only child. I'm around people my age. So I was a good student. I sat in the front.
What were you involved in? Like, did you I
dance.
said something about dance? Okay, so you're a dancer.
Yeah, I'm a performer.
Okay.
Like, I'm a performer. I was a ballerina too. I did tap dance as well. So I was involved in dance. I was the president of my elementary school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I had a fight and they tried to revoke that for me. But then my mom came and wilded the school up and I remained the president because they were trying to suspend me and take away the title. My mom was like,
one or the other.
You're not going to make an example out of my child.
Right.
So, that strong woman stuff.
Of course.
So,
my mom was always at the school. She was present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even my dad showed up a few times before he got deported. Yeah.
Wow. No, that's not a game. You're not playing with that.
So, obviously, we allude to this in your intro. The Damson Idris moment with Denzel Washington was huge, but you've also had some dope moments like Foxy Brown acknowledging the interview you did with Baby Sham and responding to your story, breaking the story about hip-hop police at Rolling Loud.
Yes.
What's the moment you've had on 2Bees, aside from the ones mentioned, where it's like, wow, I talked to that person or I broke that thing that people are like going crazy about? Like, I can't believe I did that.
It's a lot. Because the hip hop police one was really that one. Because shout outs to Tutu. We from the same hood. I'm from Hawthorne. You hear them drill rappers talking about shooting up my block. That's where I'm from. So, his friend manages, our friend manages him. And he hit me up. Well, I hit him up and was just like, oh, how are things going? Because I know when my homies are from the hood, like, people are going to try to take advantage of you and not really try to put you onto game. So me being like the median, I'm like, reaching out, making sure they're good, whatever. And then he told me what happened, sent me like the form from the police. And I said, I'm reporting it. He said, no. And then he hit me back like, yo, fuck it. Just don't say it was me.
Right.
And I'm like, I bet. And I reported it. But other than that, I would have to say reporting on Pop Smoke's son. That was a moment, like, just even, finding out that he survived by baby Noah and, getting the confirmation and finding the picture with Pop Smoke's mom and the baby at the cemetery and, the whole mix-up at the funeral. It was just like, wow. And there's another thing that I want to say, but y'all gonna have to pay for my Patreon to find out when it's about A$AP Rocky and Rihanna. So that one was crazy because I see people online like, oh, you had a baby out of wedlock. Like, y'all swear y'all know Rihanna would not have a baby out of wedlock, y'all.
Oh my God!
Wait, did we just get
Patreon /
TV? Wait, did we just get something? Hold on.
Yeah,
I had to sit up.
It's an item. If you want to see, just go on the Patreon, 2Bees TV Patreon to see it.
TV.
I kind of alluded to it, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, she ain't capping. Yeah.
Well, come on.
There you go.
Come on now.
What's next for 2Bees TV? 2Bees Entertainment. 2Bees.org.
Right? 2Bees TV. I'm currently executive producing and hosting a live video countdown show that we plan to shop. I shot 10 episodes for it already.
Beautiful.
And it's like gonna be like 106 in Park meets like Wendy Williams.
Yes.
But it's gonna also have like a music education aspect of it with the 2Bees 101 segment. I had this guy named Popeye. He's the founder of We Are Flatbush. That's like one of my favorite blogs for obvious reasons. He came through and we spoke about the connection of like the streets and the music. Cause back in the days when the hustlers used to fund the music industry, that's when the music industry was better. I ain't gonna lie. That's when the quality was better before the white corporations started taking advantage of the hungry folks. But we ain't gonna get there. But we had him come through, talk about that. We had Bow-Legged Lou come through, speak about Full Force. Yeah. And he gave us like some tea about LeBron James approaching him to make a cameo in the House Party reboot. We spoke about him discovering Nicki. Wow. I needed like a Nicki story. He told us like this wacky story about Safari proposing and her not saying yes. So it's like, it's a lot that I'm putting into. I have a cooking segment. My girl T Honcho, shout out to T Honcho. She's coming through to cook with some of the guests. Like, basically, every favor that anyone ever said that I could cash in on over the past 6 to 7 years, I did.
I need that.
I did, because I ain't got no money. Don't be fooled by the interviews. I don't got no money yet.
Because when this show get that deal,
period, the price gonna go up.
Up this way. And we still gonna be in Flatbush. Okay?
Period.
You feel me?
Period. So, I like joined forces with some creatives, and they like dedicated their time and their energy to 3 weeks. Like, it was a long 3 weeks. Right. The front row segment, that's my favorite. That's like where I incorporate my red carpet stuff. And we covered the Remy Ma event. Yeah. We covered Lady London's SOB show. We covered the MF Eater fashion show. And I was basically on my Ralph McDaniel shit in the event, interviewing people. And you kind of just see me interact. Because it's hard for me to show my personality when the cameras start rolling.
Really?
I don't like when people be like, really? Because I'll be like, I'm shy, I can't do that. And people be like, really?
What you mean? I mean, you seem comfortable.
You don't give off shy at all.
I know everyone be like thinking I'm lying, but no, I am shy. So it's like, you know what it is too? When you're just trained. My mom has been training me from since like I was a little girl. So she's like, you got to work twice as hard to be considered half as good. And I never want to be perceived as an angry black woman. Right. I don't never want to be perceived as anything that I'm not.
So you're just conscious of that.
Yeah. So just being conscious of that might suppress my personality in certain points.
Okay.
But it always comes out eventually.
I feel you.
To close, who is one woman that you want to shout out, highlight, whether there's someone that you admire or someone who has played a big part in your life and your grind through 2Bees?
This is easy. I don't even know. I'm disrespectful for even thinking about it. But I want to shout out to my sis, Santa. She is the CEO of the Indie Fixer. It's a production company. And we actually co-founded our digital marketing and production company, Polished, because I'm like the digital marketing side.
Nice.
She's the production side. She's also the EP for the 2Bees TV live countdown show. And she's inspiring in ways that just naturally, like she's from Flatbush too. So I met her at the Source. Funny thing. I met her at the Source, come to find out she grew up on Hawthorne. So I'm like, girl, we both hood boogers in corporate. It's lit. So we connected off of that and we just bonded. I grew up with nothing but boys as well, because like all my cousins are males.
Okay.
So it's like no females in my family. I am the female and the youngest, and she grew up with nothing but boys too. So we just bonded off of that. And she bought her own building, purchased in Brooklyn, purchased a building. And when I met her at the Source, she was talking about purchasing the building. Wow. And now I'm shooting my content in her building. So it's like, yeah, and like, the funds are delayed right now. Let me stop saying I'm broke.
I'm about to say,
the funds are on the way.
What you say. You have what you say.
But she invested into my show as though it was hers. So
that's amazing.
Gotta shout out my sis Santa.
Shout out Santa.
And shout out to my mom. I've been talking about her throughout the whole thing, giving me life.
Goes without saying.
We love you,
Giving
mama.
me life and looks. Because she swear we're twins, so.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was Ebony Pinillos, a.k.a. Miss2Bees. Thank you again for coming through.
Thank you for having me. This was fire.
Great. I enjoy it.
And I love the alignment of 2Bees, and this is Bad and Busy.
Yes, I was.
I thought that you wanted me to take over the whole month when you told me the name. I was like, okay.
We here.
Make sure that you all share this episode. Tell a friend about the Busy Boys. We Bad and Busy all month. We got some incredible people coming to you, but we kicked it off in a big way with the Source homie. We go way back. Make sure that you tap into the Busy sessions. Make sure that you hit siphottea.com and use that promo code BUSY for 15% off. But most importantly, make sure that you stay safe, stay humble, and stay busy.
Baby girl, how you feeling? I've been out in the world, staying busy, taking time, getting right if you miss me. I've been out in the world, staying busy.
Mondays 9 a.m. Partying with the gang. Every week, tell a friend. Busy over everything. Busy boys, gotta call now. Ain't you heard? Got the vibes. They put you on. Got the slides. I'm the SARS.
feeling? I've been out in the world staying busy, taking time getting right if you miss me. I've been out